So hi, welcome to this podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with.
And I'm Tyler, and I'm in the band Traitors. I do vocals.
And there's some questions to say about the upcoming album Phobias. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you guys feel about the response to the announcement so far?
So far, so good. I'm always, I'm always shooting for the stars and trying to get as many people to listen as possible. But I've been pretty happy with it. We haven't come out with a full length in a very long time, so honestly, I'm really excited for this one. But it's just the beginning of a lot of things. So people can definitely expect more than a full length every 8 years, which it has been since Mental State. So.
That's insane, and an insane amount of
Yeah.
time to wait. But the album is awesome. I know for one, I haven't been following you guys that long. I saw you guys for the first time open for Attack, and then earlier this year with Attila, and I've been patiently waiting for a record since that first time seeing you guys live. So I was stoked to finally get to hear it. It rips.
Damn
Awesome.
right, it rips, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. That means a lot. I feel like we kind of went back to more of like I used to have a lot of like a for the singles before this. It was like a big tough guy approach, and that's fun and all, but I kind of wanted the lyrics to come from the heart again and be more authentic. So a lot of it is my personal trials and tribulations of life, as the original Traitors, was up to Night Terrors was really kind of just a storybook on my emotional reactivity and anger issues as well, reflected upon that. So I feel like we're back to our roots lyrically in that sense. It feels really good. It feels very real and authentic.
That's awesome. Are
Wonderful.
you struggling at all? Like, because I know you mentioned like this is the original approach lyrically, but there was like this kind of like tough guy thing for a while with the singles. Are you struggling like going back to putting yourself back out there again, and the lyrics being so personal to you, or does it feel natural because it's what you used to do?
I kind of love it, but realistically, like I do have to take myself to like a place, because a lot of the traumas and a lot of the things I've dealt with as a person, I've healed through a lot of those things. But then when I start to bring them back up into my day-to-day life and kind of uncover all the things that I had solved, it puts me in a headspace for sure. I mean, um, Luke is who helped write he wrote guitars, bass, and drums for the album. Obviously with Alan's help as well, but Luke and I were staying up till 4, 5, 6 in the morning, drinking coffee too late, and kind of just getting my mindset back into the night terrors phase of things,
Mhm.
where things felt a bit delusional. And if you want to captivate that, you kind of got to surround yourself in that. And that's one thing, is there's a price for, you pay a price for going back to that area for sure. But realistically, when it's all said and done, it feels so good, and it feels so gratifying, honestly.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
It's great.
And not to get like too deep, but do you at least like have things that you're able to do, or ways to kind of pull yourself out of putting yourself like having to put yourself back in that headspace, like ways out of that
Oh,
feeling?
like after the fact,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
I just kind of like reground myself.
Mhm.
I mean, it can be difficult because I don't want to I don't want to like project the way I'm feeling, or when I bring those things up. I just realized that was just, I was just an extension of you know like who raised me, in a sense, because like my parents did a fabulous job, and I love them to death. And but a lot of the battles that I was dealing with was started at about 17, 18 years old, and kind of just put a film over my reality. And I just didn't feel like my head was all the way on anymore.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Uh, and it was a lot of stuff that it was kind of cause and effect. I tried some stupid shit when I was a kid. It messed me up for a very long time. Took my brain
Mhm.
to very strange places, opened up new pathways that unfortunately and fortunately created traitors from the beginning. So,
Mhm.
um, to get out of it, I feel like I just have to go camping and kind of
Mhm.
reground myself with the world a little bit. And
Yeah.
it's nothing. Now that I know that I've solved a lot of the things that I have, I feel like or a lot of the issues I've had, I feel like I'm okay. After I just realized, hey, I brought it out. It sucked for a little bit, but I think knowing that people can resonate with the music really, really helps me like just get back out of that phase and be like, all right, I'm done writing. I can, let the people take what they want from it. Because I mean, I've had some really sad stuff that I've written before, or and people may interpret it as that, but if they don't and they have fun with it in a different way, I'm fine with that. They can take it however they want because I shouldn't have an expectation for what people want to take it as. So
Exactly.
yeah,
As
For
long as
sure.
the art is like resonating with people and they're feeling something, it's really, once it's out there, it's not yours anymore.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Damn right. So, is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Yeah, so Phobias, I didn't want to do Night Terrors the sequel. So
Mm-hmm.
Phobias and that similar color scheme that Night Terrors had. This was for the OG fans and for new fans alike, but for the OG fans to be like, "Oh man, it's the Night Terrors vibe all over again." That was such a cult release, and it meant so much to me because ironically enough, when I wrote Night Terrors, I did not. I took the anxieties that I had, my personal experiences, and I conceptualized them into a person that was having, night terrors every night, or couldn't sleep, or dealt with this. Oddly enough, a couple years after that, I've battled sleep problems. And I actually never, like I said, it was just a concept. It was almost like the vision of somebody who was struggling with it. Phobias is more of like, oh, this is really happening.
Mhm.
Like, this is really happening now. Like I deal with like a lot of teeth grinding and bruxism, and
Mm-hmm.
I wake up and my ears are just ringing super loud. And um so this one is more from more of a personal standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the color scheme and Phobias, it all kind of ties back in with the Night Terrors release. It's like
Mm-hmm.
its successor in a way.
Gotcha. Love that.
Wonderful. I
Hell
love
yeah.
it.
So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
Yes. Um, I was going through some personal stuff, so I'm like, okay, I don't want to be around people when I record this. So I
Mm-hmm.
actually set up some blankets in my parents' spare room,
Mm-hmm.
and I they let me kind of lock myself away for about 4 or 5 months. I basically didn't leave that room, and my objective was, you're gonna stay this way until this is done.
Huh.
And yeah, it puts you in a weird headspace.
Mm-hmm.
Is it kind of like a method acting? I mean, maybe in a sense, less about a character and more about revisiting all those dark places. But yeah, I set some blankets up and I got the clearance from my producer. He said it sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
And needless to say, I scared off a couple of Amazon delivery guys,
For sure. For sure.
screaming at the top of my lungs. They're
Mm-hmm.
coming by every day, and you listen to the background of a lot of the phobia stuff, and you just hear me kind of like having a psychotic break. And I remember I remember hearing like me screaming at the top of my lungs and like kind of crying, and the mic sort of deal with that vibe. And
Mm-hmm.
I hear someone knock on the door, and I look out my window, and this dude is sprinting back to
Oh,
his. He's just like, nah, I'm good. This
Yeah.
is worse than getting bit by a dog. This dude's lost it.
yeah. Hell
But
no. Hell no.
but
So,
yeah, that's kind of I just put myself in that headspace, and
Mm-hmm.
I told my parents respectfully, hey, I need my space. I just need to be in here. Don't worry about me. I just need to get my job done. And
Mm-hmm.
like they let me record there, which is really cool. So
nice. So you pretty
Wonderful.
much just locked yourself away for 4 or 5 months, wrote the entire record, and also recorded your vocals all pretty much at the same time.
hmm
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Makes sense.
Dope. All right. What song off the album took longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
Which one's my favorite? I really like it's almost like it's been situational. It's very strange. This album has been done with writing at least for about maybe 9 months now, just
Mm-hmm.
about. So at first, I really loved Break, And then I'm like, you know what? I really love Trauma Bond and Imposter are probably my favorite. Imposter is a like a sequel, so to speak,
Hmm.
of um, Intruder from Night Terrors.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
I really like that vibe. I like that I'm really captivating, like the Night Terrors sleep vibe there, for sure. But I'd say Trauma Bond. I think for people who aren't in the band ear-wise are gonna
Hmm.
love No Witness the most because it's got that really heavy feel to it. You know, I mean, all of our music is obviously heavy, but that really captivates. I guess it's like it's almost like a nod to my original fans as well because it's got a lot of really sludgy, slow parts, but lyrically, probably Imposter has some of my favorites.
Nice. And
Dope.
the
Fuck yeah.
longest to write?
Honestly, No Witness took a long time because I'm like, where do I want to go with this? It was like the last one that I got into, and I kind of wanted to do a shout. And I do at the start of the song, I say, I'm just a little fucked up, which is we're all just a little fucked up, which is from the Hate Campaign. There's a lot of lyrical nods in that one. Um, uh, I will say as a so I was the only thing that kept me sane was I watched the entire Sopranos show for the first time
Hmm.
in that entire span.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 10DXM actually has a lot of nods to the Sopranos show at the same
Dope.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because at the same time I'm seeing this guy uncover his demons. So I in that song I'm talking about like now I one of the lyrics is I thought I killed them all off and now I have to remember where I buried the bodies. And it's
Mm.
like because I'm resurfacing all of this to tell the story to you guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but at the same time I'm binge watching Sopranos, so it really just tied itself in so well. I love it.
That's so fucking awesome.
That's
I love
fucking
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be the closer, did shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
Oh, we just went with our vibe, and we whatever we tackled first was tackled first, and then we
Hmm.
went to our team and we're like, what do you guys think? 1 through 11,
Yeah.
let us know what you guys think for a direction, like
Hmm.
track listing wise. Honestly, like I don't like to have too many expectations, and I don't like to over plan, because they say pressure makes diamonds. Well, most of the time it makes coal, and especially in the writing sense, like. I was so cool and calm and collected because I'm in, like I said, I'm in my parents' spare room writing this thing, and I would, I'd get, a little demotivated, or I'd do too many vocals, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna use that same PC to just chill and
Hmm.
play some games or like talk to my friends for a little bit and get back to it. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, definitely. Sorry, I yap a lot, and my brain keeps doing this and gets sidetracked. So I'm like, what was the original question?
No, you're
But
good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
No.
but yeah, yeah, it's definitely the track listing process is kind of just up to the guys and how they want to feel it. There are some songs that go like into the next,
Mhm.
but
Hmm.
we kind of add those things in after we make the track list sometimes. Or, Luke comes to us and he's like, these two songs kind of mold together. So
Hmm. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So, would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you were creating this record?
yeah, I mean, kind of like the same thing earlier. I was feeling a lot of resentment for my band situation, um, and I wanted to use a little bit of that and show people like, what if I showed people this guy, and it's funny because it's like it usually comes out as the writer's projection, but I'm like, let's write a story about a guy who finally snaps because he's
Hmm.
been writing music for 12 or 13 years long, and he's still struggling to make ends meet,
Hmm.
and what is he gonna do now to get the attention that he's done waiting for? That's kind of how SBC was made, is like, fine, if you guys don't want to help me succeed, then I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
the concept of SBC was like, fine, call the cops. At least I can. It's very fucked up. But I mean, realistically, I do still struggle with a lot of um, not like sadistic anger, but kind of in a sense, I'm just like I get so frustrated.
Hmm.
And SBC was like, if I died, you guys would care, and I'm just like, well, rather than actually be a fucking psycho and do that, let's write about it and get it
Mhm.
out. So
Yeah,
Exactly.
damn
that's
right.
kind of where SBC came from. Is like at least I'll find one way to make this band famous. And it's not even really the fame. It's just I just want to I want to do this for the people, but I
Hmm.
also want to be able to reach the goals personally,
Hmm.
that I have at home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever it takes, I want to secure not only my future but other people's. I want to provide for my lady and for my family. Like
Hmm.
that's a dream for me. So
Yeah.
I'm still working on it.
Exactly.
Damn right.
This question should be super, super quick off the top of your head. I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words, no more, no less.
Aggressive, delusional, and sadistic.
Ooh,
Those are
there you
good.
go.
Hell yeah.
Solid. And are you able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the album, positive or negative?
Yeah, all the power struggles that I had previous to this album writing wise. Finally, I've got the opportunity to write lyrics 100% authentically from me.
Hmm.
Um, these lyrics I showed my guys, and nobody said a word for the first time in such a long time because the pressure is finally off of my shoulders. I'm able to be myself and be authentic again.
Hmm.
Um, but the challenge with that is, am I doing the right, like, am I doing this good? Like, am I doing right? I've done content creation for years. I've done so many things. And the one thing that I have to remind myself is don't get resentful and don't get impatient because my, Traitors had a really big first wave 11 years ago,
Hmm.
but I have since then struggled to really captivate that next moment. And I just have to remember to be grateful for what I have in front of me rather
Hmm.
than be like, rather than be competitive um, in an unhealthy way.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
competition, it's always fun to want to strive for greatness, but um, a lot of the time, there's a piece of me in my head that's like, you've done this for 11 years and you still there's still so much more to be done and explored. Like, why haven't I gotten to that moment yet?
Hmm.
And it is what it is. There's so many great bands that have had such massive moments in half the time, and I feel like that thought messed with me a lot.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm just trying to stay patient and stay grateful because I mean, I'm 32 now. I've been doing this for over a decade. I actually started metal by driving for Abiotic when I was 19 years old,
Nice.
and I
Dope.
did I did merch for them, and I
Hmm.
drove a van with no AC in August.
Damn.
Oh,
That's
fuck.
terrible.
So yeah, it
Damn.
was it was stankin'. But that's like, that and doing a couple of YouTube videos that went viral
Hmm.
really helped to get my start. But I just know, and I've known for so long that, I keep doing my content stuff, and shout out like Filthy Breakdowns and those guys because they're doing the Lord's work right now, getting all that free organic promotion for bands through memes.
Mhm.
That's
Hmm.
how it works nowadays. TikTok, people got to get on TikTok. Like, they got to get
Yep,
on
gotta get on TikTok.
TikTok yesterday, and they got to get working on that because we've probably gotten 15, 20 to 25 million views this year on some of the meme
Damn.
videos, especially that Filthy Breakdowns has posted for us.
Hmm.
And to have to pay for something like that nowadays would cost five figures. So,
For
Exactly.
sure.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, take your music, put something funny over it. You don't always want to just put your, my face or my band or something like that. Just
Hmm.
do something, different. We have the weightlifter Eddie Hall picking up, deadlifting and doing the world record, and our music's playing in the background, but just stuff like that. People love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, people do.
It
Yeah.
it's refreshing to hear a band, say that, like, talk about how great content is, because obviously it is like the bane of most bands' existence. But like to hear you say, like, and talk about the importance of it, it's refreshing because there is so much negativity surrounding it.
Hmm.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people forget, like, yeah, you're in a band and you're a musician, but like, go have fun up there, be an entertainer. I feel like that's where I specialize big time is, and I just feel like, once I find the right person that believes in me, is they can really get me to that next level. I
Mm.
love to entertain. I have a lot of fans. It's been 10 years, so a lot of my fans have kids. They're bringing their kids out to shows now, and their kids, they love me. So I've got Pokemon cards at the table, and I'll sign some or I won't because kids will look at, a kid will look at a Pokemon card and be like, this guy really signed this thing and ruin it. Like, so I have gifts for my fans' kids at the table. I just like
Mhm.
to make people have a memorable experience. I really love that. That's
Mhm.
actually why I've been doing a lot of cameos again recently because
Oh, that's good.
yeah, my lady a few years ago for my birthday, she got me a cameo from Bam Margera's mom and dad,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and it felt so like I still watch it,
That's so
and I'm like,
awesome.
Good.
all right,
Yeah.
this is really sick. Like,
Mhm.
so I'm able to I'm like, this is how people feel if they're really but like out here buying cameos from me. Like
Mhm.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking
So
awesome.
I love to
Yeah.
entertain. That's
Uh,
that's
Yeah.
that's number one for me. My entertaining energy will bring me somewhere in life.
Mhm.
Music, will I be playing deathcore when I'm 48? I don't think so, but I'm gonna be entertaining somewhere. I'm gonna be
Absolutely.
Exactly.
somewhere.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
awesome. Hell yeah.
Damn
Yeah.
right.
And for this last question, I want you to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Water in the van. I
Okay.
try to cut down on costs on gas station snacks, and I always get my boys to be aware, like, hey, do you want to eat like really my snack of choice is not spending money at gas stations, and then I'm like, all right, we stopped at like 2 or 3 gas stations, and I'll take that money and I'll go like treat myself to a really nice meal. I like to
Mhm.
take
Damn.
myself, yeah, I
Mhm.
I like to take myself out when we're on the road and just go sit somewhere alone and eat a meal, and that's like probably my favorite thing in the world.
I don't
Damn
blame
right.
you. That's better than eating the
Yeah.
gas station shit anyway. Probably a little better for you.
For sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
$7 Cheetos will catch up, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Honestly, no, just if you're listening to this, if you've already listened this far into this, then chances are you are a big Traitors fan, so you already know what the fuck is up. You already know what's going on. If I had to say something to my fans right now, I'm making dad rock as well right
Fuck
now.
Mhm.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
We are bringing back the MX versus ATV Unleashed PS2 vibes to the world. We're gonna make rock and roll super fucking fun, and I
Mhm.
cannot wait to get that going for people. So I'm always trying to find something fun to do, and this is a really big one because we've actually started recording with somebody who is a very well-known producer, and we haven't released a band name or anything yet.
Mhm.
And we're already getting really cool opportunities with this new music. Um, so I mean, that'd be the only thing I plug is you can look forward to other genres of music. I'm always trying to make new fun stuff.
Mhm.
Um, so there's that for sure. Check
Fuck
it.
yeah.
Get ready for the PS2 Dad Rock.
All right.
Damn
Stoked on
right.
that. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Sal. It's been Tyler from Traitors, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.